Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a quick little review slash first impressions video of Sugardew Island, which is a cozy and, according to them, intentionally uncomplicated farm shop sim. I was kindly gifted this key for review purposes. I'm going to give you some information about the game and then my opinion to help you make a decision about whether or not it is worth your hard-earned money. Let's talk first about the story and setting of the game. So in this game, you are shipwrecked on a deserted island. The island is not in good shape because of previous human residents taking advantage of the magical power of the beings there and the harmony tree. It is up to you to build your farm and restore the harmony tree, therefore restoring the island as it previously was. We'll talk a little bit more about how all of that works in the gameplay section later in the video. So as far as the setting, the game has two locations. You have your farm and a forest area to the north. Your farmland is pretty large and it has an area off to the side for raising animals, and it does also include your shop. The forest contains the harmony tree, the merchant who stands outside the harmony tree, and what they call animal islands, which kind of just seem really more like interconnected parts of the forest, and each area is associated with a different animal that inhabits it. They are run down at the beginning of the game, and your job is basically to restore them over time. The game starts off with a pretty simple character creator. In the character creation menu, you can customize your face, skin color, eye color, hairstyle, and choose some clothes. I thought the stuff was pretty cute overall, although I was sad that the ponytail that I really liked clipped through the hat. I ended up choosing the ponytail because I really liked it, but I am still sad about some of these really cute hats that I couldn't wear. As far as the menus of the game and settings and accessibility, there is a handbook that has some tutorials. The gameplay settings show you the key bindings, but you can't change them from what I could tell. There are audio adjusters, resolution settings, and game languages. Really no accessibility features to speak of. Even some of the more, I guess, simple accessibility features like changing the size of the UI are not anywhere in the game. There are menus that show you your skill levels across a couple of different areas, the map, your inventory, and just general information about where you're at in your progress. These you find in your inventory. The map shows you which area you are in and where the different characters are. There are skill levels for farming, animal care, and store management, and it'll show you what level you're at. Then there's a menu that shows you information about your island level, the level of your house, barn, and stable. The main goal of the game is earning harmony to restore the tree while helping and growing your relationship with the characters that live in the forest. Your basic gameplay loop consists of growing crops and taking care of your livestock, and then selling the products from that in a shop. You sell the items for money, which you can use to buy more crops, livestock, and home upgrades, and selling the products also gives you harmony, which is what you use to complete quests for the harmony tree, which is how you complete that main quest line of restoring the island. Going into the harmony quest a little bit more specifically, there's a really large tree in the middle of the forest that you interact with, and in that menu you can see quests for the different islands. There are 5 islands: bunny, piggy, deer, ferret, and owl, and each island has 5 quests associated with it. Completing the quest will unlock seeds, different gameplay features such as animals, and tool and house upgrades. Completing the quest will also affect the different islands themselves. Each quest opens up a new part of the island and more animals that will come and live in the area. Completing each of the quests involves just getting a certain amount of harmony, which again you earn from selling items at your shop, and each quest within an island has an increased level each time. So on that note, one thing that I want to mention with the gameplay is the time that I think everything will take. Basically the main goal, I guess, in the game, right, is to unlock the islands and build your friendship with the characters, which again, we're going to talk more about them later. It took me about 4 hours to get through Rabbit Island and get one level of friendship with all the characters. So I feel like that gives the total playtime until you finish all the objectives about 20 hours. I do also think the pacing is a little bit strange because, as I mentioned, each quest requires more harmony. So bunny level 1 requires 25, and then level 2 is 75, then 150, then 250, then 500. But then when you get over to Piggy Island, which is the next one, the requirement goes back down to 25. All of them start at 25 and then go up to 500. But by the time I got to Piggy Island, my crop plot was pretty big from all the time I had spent and money I had earned building up my farm until this point, which means that to get 25 harmony, it would literally take me like 1 day to do, if that. So I think as you're getting more and more further along with your money and your upgrades, the pace is really just gonna speed up quickly. I doubt it would even take 20 hours. I think each island would take less time than the one before it. And honestly, I really don't know how much playability I think this game is gonna have after the main objectives are complete. I'll talk more about my opinions on things in just a minute. I see the total game taking anywhere from like 15 to 20 hours. Now, the way that time works in game is pretty cool. There actually isn't any time, so you can go completely at your own pace. And the only thing that you're limited by is your stamina, which does increase as you level up. And then you can open the store once per day. You do your stuff in the store, and then once the store is closed, it's nighttime. And then you can honestly still do whatever you want for as long as you want after that, once it's night, and then go to bed whenever you like. I thought that was really cool, and I liked that really calm, chill, relaxed pace. Now let's go into more details about the activities that you'll be doing in the game. The first one is farming. So the farming system is your basic farming system. You purchase seeds, or you can get them from wild animals. You plant them, water them, and then harvest them when they're ready. There are also cows, chickens, and other farm animals that you can raise. The other main thing that you do is running your shop. Running your shop is the way that you earn money and harmony. Once per day, you can load up the shop displays with stacks of items up to 99, and then you open the shop. You stand behind the register, and the forest folk will file in. They'll pick up a few items and bring them to the register. Once they're there, you just right click to collect the money, and off they go. Sometimes they do try to negotiate, and at that point you'll have 3 options. You can choose discount, advise, or recommend, which has the lowest success rate, but if it's successful, we'll have them give you basically extra money as a tip. You can't restock anything during the time the shop is open, so you just run the shop till you sell out of everything, and then at that point it closes for the day. You also can't set the prices or anything from what I could tell. It's all just predetermined. Another activity that you do is gathering resources and crafting. So you can collect materials, wood and stone, and then you can use them to craft some decor items for your plot, which include pathways and fencing, and you can also build house upgrades and other upgrade type items. And now here's where you may be looking for information about other activities like fishing, mining, or maybe even bug catching. Well, they're not included in this video because they're also not included in the game. So the only activities in the game are the farming, resource gathering, and the shop. Now let's talk about friendship and romance. So there are 5 total residents of the area, and 4 of the 5 are befriendable. So they are Ignis, Sylvana, Riva, and Zephyr. Tomta is the 5th one, and he is the merchant, but he doesn't really have any friendship mechanics associated with him at all. He pretty much just introduces you to everything at the beginning, and then he stands around and you can sell things to him and buy things from him. The main mechanic surrounding the characters is the bulletin board. They will request items there, and when you have them in your inventory or your storage, you can fulfill their requests. This will give you money and friendship points. Each character has 5 flowers that indicate their friendship level, which are empty when you start, and doing 1 bulletin board request gave me 1 flower. After the first flower, I was able to go on a date with each character, which were really short cutscenes where you have kind of an awkward conversation with the character, getting to know them a little bit more. I do feel that they will get a little bit deeper as you progress, but the ones that I did were quite short. And I'll be honest, y'all, the friendship and romance systems feel pretty shallow to me. The characters at the start each had 1 line that they would say to you when you talk to them. Just 1. It did change when I moved up a level, but then they would just repeat that one over and over again every single time. The characters are also really stiff, like literally they have no homes or anything, and they just stand in the same place all the time. I do feel like they might get a little bit more interesting as you get to know them a little bit more, but I just really didn't feel interested in any of them at all, if I'm being real. So that's basically what you need to know about how the game works, and now I'm gonna share my opinion about it. Sadly, I did not like this game, which was really disappointing because it is one that I had been looking forward to quite a bit. The game feels really simplistic to a fault and honestly just really empty and shallow to me personally. This is meant to be a quote uncomplicated game, right? They say that on their page. I understand that, I respect it, I get the appeal of something like that, but to me, there is a difference between simple and empty, and this game really just felt empty to me. I also want to note that I did look into it to see if this was maybe an early access release, and from what I could tell, it's not. It's just a full game release. This also is purely a personal preference, but the art style just doesn't do it for me. I hesitate to even mention that because it is so highly subjective. I personally just don't really like the oversaturated look, and the graphics felt a little bit overly simplistic to me. Again, these are just my own opinions and everyone's preferences are different. If all of the things I described in the video are what you're looking for or they really appeal to you, then I think that's great, and I definitely recommend in that case that you give it a try. Anytime I make a review, my hope is to just give as much information as I can about the game to help you make your own decision either way. Everything I've said here is just my own personal opinion. Sugardew Island is available now on Steam, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. Have you played this game, whether the full game or the demo? Let me know what y'all thought down below in the comments. I would love to maybe hear some differing opinions, so if you really enjoyed the game, let me know why down in the comments so we can have more context and more discussions about the game. And if you liked the game, then maybe you can help somebody understand why they might like the game. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!